This was definitely my favorite podcast I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
truly.
my God, that makes me feel
Yeah,
great.
this was a great conversation.
Oh, well, we're putting this in the intro.
Oh, shit. Okay,
I'm
fuck.
just kidding. No.
Yeah.
Oh, we will. All right. Welcome to Misery Loves Mandy with this week's guest, Nick Callas. I'm so excited to have him on. He's a New York comic.
Yeah.
So he's in town, and I snagged him for this episode. We talked about a lot of things. We talked
did.
about guys needing guy friends.
Yeah.
Of being yourself in relationships and how hard that is.
Mm-hmm.
Having a single mom and having that as your only shirt to wear.
Yeah. You nailed it.
And a lot more.
But also, if I may,
Yeah,
the
please.
conversation's about that stuff, but it's deeper.
It's a lot
not
deeper.
about that stuff.
That's-
Like, yo, if you're seeing this, watch this. Watch this episode. Don't not watch this episode.
And watch all of it.
Yeah, the whole thing is really. We just finished. I know. Seconds ago. I just came out of this reality that I'm telling you to enter. It's bomb, dude. You will you'll take something from this conversation with you. Maybe you'll follow me, and I'll be a person that you'll go to a show. Like, I'm gonna just, if you don't listen to this, fucking stop listening to all of them forever. This is the best episode of your podcast.
This is a really good one.
It's the best one.
It's the best one ever.
Yeah.
So this one you have to watch. Make sure to like and subscribe and enjoy. Testing.
How are you?
Oh my God. Thank you so much for asking.
I don't like that you look like it's not morning and we're tired, because I look until I just said that, people are like, oh, it's 3 o'clock. But no, it's not fair.
I look like this in the morning, and
You
then
look good. You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a morning person. I love the mornings.
Me too.
But then the evenings hit, and it's just too much.
I have an inverse relationship with it. So I am a morning person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me wake up really early and just let the day sort of fill me.
Yeah.
But my face and eyes are puffy until 9 fucking p.m. So when people are like, do you want to shoot something? I'm like, can we do it at 3 in the morning? Because I think it just takes all day for my face to burn the calories. I don't know what happens, but I get nice and gaunt looking.
Okay.
And in the morning, I look like a fucking blowfish.
I have noticed in some movies
I
where
have noticed that you get that way. And I was going to be like,
no.
oh my God, I thought I was being extra vulnerable about a thing that's not even that true. Yeah, you actually look fucking waterlogged.
I was worried about the footage. A
I thought you
little
were
bit.
Korean for an hour. I don't know what that means.
Oh my God. No. You look great. There you Matt, can we get some cucumbers, please?
Matt.
But have you ever watched a movie and some actors you'll see they shot this in the morning?
Yes.
Their eyes are.
It actually upsets me that you know that. Because it makes me go, oh, the people know. Because you know, especially with your boyfriend or whoever, you're like, oh, I feel like I look fat right now, or I feel fat, and they're like, what are you talking about? Nobody know about you.
It's
You're
only you.
And then someone goes no, you do. And you're just like,
Right?
oh, okay. So I can confirm my own suspicions about that seemingly negligible flaw I have that in fact actually everybody sees.
Well, if it makes you feel better, my angle, this is always my chair, which he wanted to take my chair. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I would have too.
Every pimple I get is always on the camera side.
Yeah.
And I got a new one, and I'm like, why is it only on this side?
Yeah, I don't. There's a reason for it. So there is. I don't know what it is, but your body knows.
Your frontal lopex.
So, your frontal lopex. There's a real trickle down intelligence. Is that Mandy's brain was like frontal lopex? They'll know what I mean. I'd love to see you go to the doctor and what's wrong? You're like, I'm pretty sure it's my frontal lopex, doc. And he's like, okay, I'll take it from here. Thanks. That's enough for
So,
me to go on.
Can we bring in help? There's something wrong with her. we need assistance. When I did improv, I had to always play. My biggest insecurity, which is funny for the flaw wise, when you start dating someone, takes so much restriction to not announce what you're insecure about.
Wow, yeah.
Because first of all, no one likes someone that's
Well,
insecure.
that's like level 2. Because level 1 is you never talk about what you're insecure about. You just pretend that it's not there and hope that they don't notice somehow. And then level 2, you're like, no, I'll acknowledge it.
Oh.
To flag them. So that hopefully they go, no, I like that about you. And you go, okay, cool, I can hide in that I'm, yeah.
But then I think that level 1 is stronger because your partner doesn't want you to be insecure.
That's level 3. Level 3 is you don't do it, but for the different reason.
Yeah, because you're not hiding it. You're owning it.
Right.
Or faking owning it.
Yeah.
He hates, like, sometimes you go through phases, I'm bloated, I'm so bloated.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said it the other day, he's like, you're always bloated. And then I was like, I actually think I just gained 15 pounds now that we've broken this down. How long can I blame on my weight gain on bloating?
Right.
Like, until you're not bloated, your pants just don't fit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have it with, like I try to stay at a certain, I hate even, like, God, I'm so insecure. I gotta stay at a certain, like, BMI, or I don't like the way that my body looks.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah. And I think I just assume my girl knows
Your
where
BMI.
I am. Yeah. And it's totally imagined, but it's not. There's like 1% that it's not. She might not even know, but sometimes, like, maybe she looks at me half a second less when I'm, like, changing shirts or whatever.
And that half a second, those add up to minutes, to hours.
And
I know math.
it's what's taken away from my life span. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were talking about this last night in your set.
Was I?
You're insecure.
Oh yeah, my attachment style.
Yeah, your attachment style.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, put that around your arm. It always does that to everybody.
Like, what do you mean?
Flip it. Yeah, keep going.
Like back?
Yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't like what I try to do right now, because I am 15 pounds over my weight. I look at my body and I say, I like my body. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I think other people think my body looks good, but I can't feel good until I'm at where I want to be
100%.
at. And I'm like, how do I I'm a yo-yo dieter, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah. So I kind of have the same thing where I have a very specific, this is me. Mm-hmm. And I feel okay if I'm this, because that's who I am. And if I'm not there, I have a general lack of comfortability.
Yes.
That affects everything.
It's confidence for me.
Yeah.
It's like on stage when I'm my goal weight, or I'm like, I'm gonna rule the world. I'm gonna be famous for sure. Like, there's no doubt about that. And then I'm 15 pounds up, which is a lot of people's probably goal weight, and I should feel good about it. But I'm like, you're a fucking loser.
Well,
you have no self-control.
I'm with you. I haven't reconciled this yet, because I think that what a psychologically well-adjusted person does I think they go, my body doesn't know what weight is. My body just is its weight. And it doesn't go, we're 15 more. How would you even know what it feels like to be 15 less than what you're not? It's a fucking weird, it doesn't even make sense. But you know, because at one point you were, or you look at yourself and you go, less. So you know what you want to be, but your body doesn't fucking give a shit, really. Because your body, if you're unhealthy, your body doesn't even know that it's because you're fat. It just goes like, change something. But it's not going to tell you directly you're fat. It'll just try to make you eat less. It'll do all this shit. So for me, I go, okay, well, I have to be this in order to feel good. And then I'm aware that my brain is trying to offer me the advice of, well, what if you just loved you anyway? And then I go, oh, that would work. And I hate that option, because that shit is for pussies.
That's how
so
I
I'm like,
feel.
I'd rather hate myself to attractive. And then I'll love him. And because I love him for being attractive, it'll force us to stay that way. And then I won't have to hate myself ever. Which is like, I think that turns into you die younger. and like your kids don't respect you because they know you don't love yourself. Like just there's other
it's a
shit.
snowball effect.
But that's okay. Like I want
Yeah, I want that too.
Give me that. Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
Let me hate myself. You fat fuck.
I like having abs. That's very important. To
I
me.
like not being bloated.
Yeah.
That's
well,
mine.
I cannot perform if I'm not in extremely good shape. Both physically in terms of what my act is, but also psychologically. Like I gotta feel like that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't. If I'm chunky and you can see I ate recently. You know when comedians get on stage and like, ugh, I'm like, go home, dude. This is a fucking performance. You think Elvis would ever do that? Would yawn into the microphone, you disgusting slob.
Well, which Elvis? Early Elvis? We're talking early Elvis.
That's a really good point. I don't acknowledge toilet Elvis.
We'll pretend like that didn't happen.
No, it didn't. It's crazy.
That was a tragedy.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Early Elvis
I need
would not burp
young,
into the
sexy Elvis.
mic.
Yeah.
We need hip thrusting
Hip
Elvis.
thrusting Elvis.
It does always feel good. I think like women don't give men enough credit for their insecurities. Like, you know what I mean? Like guys, you just assume like guys can look however they want.
Sure.
They don't give a shit. Blah blah blah. Where women are like, oh, we have to look pretty, but guys also, you feel that same.
I think we feel it. I mean, personally, I might be the most. It's hard to say, but I might be the most insecure person I know. I certainly feel that way because I can feel my own. But I have a lot of stuff in place to deal with that, to make that right, and to sort of mitigate what the effects of me feeling that way are.
Like tools?
Tools.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm observably as fucking panicked as like some of my girlfriend's friends, where I'm like, that chick is a fucking nightmare. She's got to figure it. But I'm a nightmare. Everybody is. But then at the same time, I think that you guys fuck different qualities. So it doesn't really matter that, because like, yes, guys care about their bodies and da-da-da-da, but that doesn't really make it to the equation for you guys. Like, you guys will fuck a disgusting man.
Oh, I think this all the time. I had this old joke that never worked out. That I was like, if you give a fat guy with a beard, if you give a fat guy a funny personality and a beard, you're like, oh my God, he's so cute. And then I was like, all your friends are like, if you see a friend with an ugly dude, you're like, he probably treats her so well.
Yeah.
Like you think, he's her princess.
No, immediately they go into a different category. Because the truth of a man is what his friends would make fun of him for. So that funny, chunky, bearded guy, only me and Derek and Matt know really his value, which is you're a fat piece of shit, dude, and you suck. But a girl comes along and like then she sees some other part of him, but that's not right or fair. Like you should start at us going like, he shit his pants as an adult once. And also, like, he doesn't actually work for his dad. Like, you need the reality.
Well, this is why guys need guy friends.
Yo, okay, hold up. Hold the phone. This is a, yes. So, all right. So, I think I've heard this talked about, is like, if a girl like doesn't have girlfriends, like if she's not a girl's girl, like that's like a red flag. Like bad. If a guy doesn't have 6 fucking best friends, dude, that'll help him move shit around, beat up a stranger if they don't like him. If you're a guy and you don't have like 11 fucking dogs, you're actually. You should be deleted. That's what the fuck. You don't have friends, dude. You're a boy. You don't have people around you that like basketball too. Like, how the fuck do you? Women are all bitches. Like that makes sense. That's fine. You're emotional creatures and you're competing and shit. But like, dude, I live with 3 guys. 2 of them are 2 different guys named Kevin that I grew up with.
Really?
100%. And my brother. And we don't even argue about shit. We don't care about anything. We just fucking hang out and have a great time. And then maybe one time somebody gets petty in the group chat and then we pack them out and then it's over.
Okay, see, this is, I think, why guys need guy friends, so that guys will put them in their place. And why girls have a hard time with girl friends, because girls can't put their friends in their place. Yeah. They just...
No, it's a battle of personalities. Whereas I think we feel inherently like there's something. Well, it's a lot of stuff. Culturally, you're not supposed to show your emotions. Like there's like if you were to go like, hey, it really upset me that you wouldn't put the dishes away, even though I washed them, and we had said last week that you were going to put them away if I ran the dishwasher. The level of emotional vulnerability as a man to make that clear. The only way you can even get to that, to delivering that information, is to let it process for enough time that you're mad, and then use anger as a delivery system, because the anger cloaks how bitchly that information is. Like if you were like, hey, I just want to let you, it'd be like, what the fuck are you even saying right now with your emotions at me, dude? Like, you know what, how about this? How about I break every dish over your fucking signed Emmett Smith jersey because you're a woman for saying that. So you gotta let it sit long enough that now what you're mad about is that he still didn't do it, because that's a little more bad, and then you can fucking hammer that. But like, because all that's such a fucking thing, your thought is, well, that's gay. So you just don't do any of it.
That is how actually, because I've always been bad with communication, and Matt has been the first relationship I've had that I've been good at, like talking through it, because he forces me to.
Yep.
But
I have the same thing with my girl, is teaching her how to communicate.
Because as girls, you're used to, like, you've had so many times of when you speak up, you get broken up with, or you get pushed away. And so to the point where, like, your body is just like, I can't.
Dude, I'm sorry to cut you off. I have understood this, because I joke, I say, like, I'm teaching her how to communicate. What I've realized now is that she can't or won't or has a reticence to, largely because of the way that I, or just other people throughout the course of her life, have, like, forced her to communicate feelings and thought, or not, out of self-protection. It's a weird thing that I, like, expect a certain type way and timeliness, and she's doing all these other things to avert crisis that actually is just me. Yeah, I feel so bad, because this is my method in a relationship, is I go my way or the highway, 100%. Don't fucking fail me or you will feel the wrath of God.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then it doesn't work, because why would that work? And then I learned the error of my ways by almost losing or destroying them. And then I go, like, she teaches me by allowing me to be me 110%. And then I recognize that, well, this certainly doesn't work for anybody. And it actually, I have to break my own heart to see her. So really,
props to her.
She's a bad bitch for sure, dude. I hate that it's happened enough times that I'm going, oh, okay, I have big flaws.
But as long as now you're noticing, I mean, that's why it blows my mind when people get married in their 20s.
Yeah.
Because like you're 31, I'm 33, and I feel like we're both, I'm saying I'm still learning to communicate. Yeah. And you're dealing with the same kind of flaws and figuring out yourself. How the hell would you, if you can't learn who you are solo, because you see couples get together, all of their values become one. Like politically, like you have to, like, you become the same person and you put kind of your thoughts aside.
Right.
Like my ex wouldn't like say anything that wasn't politically correct. And then I felt like I couldn't. And then like,
sorry, he wouldn't say, like, he would only say things that were politically correct.
For example, I'm going to say this word so everyone show up. Like you can't say midget or like things like that. Like he wouldn't like play around with like.
What a fucking loser.
My family hated it.
Yeah,
when Matt flew in just being like saying everything. And they're like, yeah, finally. They're like, oh, that other guy sucked. They were like, they love Matt. Like they love that he just like will play and like say shit. Yeah. Like take the stick out of your ass. No one's trying to offend anybody.
Right.
But like it's scary, like for your family, like whoever you date, you will eventually become them. So if you get married in your 20s and you're not grounded or you haven't figured out your flaws, I feel like how the fuck will you ever become the person you want to be?
Yeah, that's super true. I mean, I'm learning that now because I'm in a relationship that I take really serious. It's the first time where I'm like making room for that there's another person who should influence me as largely as I do them.
Mm-hmm.
Because also I think like, whatever, woe is me, woe is guys. But like as a dude, there's so much talk, especially as you're growing up and you're trying to like you gotta find a good girl. Like you gotta find like a good one. You know what I mean? Like, and yes, there's like girls who are like, you need to find a good man. But I think the idea of like a good man is avoiding the bad ones, and they're there. And you'll get one because intrinsically you are good. So as long as you're just keen on it, you'll figure it out. But there's a thing about like find a good girl where it's almost like you gotta kill the like you gotta like there's something about it that feels like you have to do something. Whereas I think for a woman there's the idea is more like, dude, look out. But for us, there's something you gotta hunt down the good one.
Hunters
and there's not
and
a lot of them. Yeah,
we're still
truly.
it.
And I don't know. So I came into every relationship, especially as a young man, a lot of like baked in toxic masculinity that you're not aware of. And not even like, not really bad shit, but just stuff that affects the way that you think, the way that you listen, the way that you try to change people and shit like that. And I think I matured enough to the point. And I found, is another thing, because I wouldn't have done it before. I found somebody that is so much of what I want and so much just like so important to me that it's led me to, oh, here's a bunch of shit that I never did for anybody else. And we keep having a conflict. Why are we having this? And I eventually got to, oh, it's because I'm not doing this one thing. Because you always think, especially if you're somebody who cares about self-help and self-growth, you go, I've done all the stuff.
I've done my work.
I've done my work.
Yeah.
You're not. But if you give a shit enough, because here's the thing, if you keep having conflict with somebody and you think you did all your work and you think they're not doing anything, why wouldn't it be easy for you to just go, okay, bye? But I kept wanting to, there's something that, and I realized, oh, I'm just not doing my end of something. I'm not doing what she is doing for me. And also I have, it's never good enough. And like, I got shit. I got shit. My parents split up. Like, like there's a million reasons why I am a bizarre cocktail of insecurity and standard. It's a weird, I wouldn't wish this on anyone's husband. If any of my female friends were like, I started dating and they described me, I'd be like, you gotta get out. That's nuts, dude. But also, because I don't want my girlfriend to listen to this and run, I'll also say like, I'm a dog, dude. I'm the best ever person. I'm so conscientious and kind, loving, truthful, self-aware, talented.
Lucky
Let's not
lady.
even get into that.
The talent,
Chad, dude, absolutely fucking stacked. My body is nuts. My mind is even sharper. Limitless love. I'll probably live forever and there'll be statues of me. I'm the best person of all time. Yeah.
I think you've said enough vulnerable things to put you way above so many other guys.
I fucking hope so.
So trust me, you're fine. You are totally good. There are some monsters out there.
Yeah. But what's better, honestly, as a woman, if you were single and you were considering dating prospects, what is better? A monster that has zero self-awareness and so can actually sort of mildly be guided by way of just like basic emotional exchange and light manipulation, or someone who's incredibly self-aware that it actually creates like just a sort of bizarre cycle of like justifying their own bullshit.
Ooh, well, for definitely the second, but I guess the second, at least there's room for growth. There will be growth. The first, he'll never change.
Yeah.
But the justifying, I love justifying everything.
It's really hard not to. It's hard not to justify shit because once you become like cogent, once you become like self-aware, you're like, oh, it's like your robot has gained sentience and you're like, now I am undefeatable.
That's so funny.
Because you just and here's the other thing too, this is a problem for me, and it's gonna sound like I'm self-aggrandizing. I'm not. I'm a pretty articulate guy and I have a pretty good ability to express my own thoughts and feelings, and when you have that and an ego, it's really hard to let anybody off the hook about anything the way that I argue with my brothers, who, by the way, are much smarter than me, they're a little less nice with the words, but they're smarter than me, and they can see things like a little more, way more objectively than I can, because they're not emotional,
Yeah.
because they're not fucked up. So,
But the same parents?
well, a parent. So my mom raised the three of us.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're wearing a single mom shirt.
Oh yeah, this is my merch. Please buy it.
Oh, is it? That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm an idiot, by the way. Maybe we can talk about this later if we talk about like the show last night. But like, I was like, I traveled with just a backpack, like just a personal item.
That's crazy.
So I just stuffed it with merch, and then I fucking forgot to set my merch up I headlined in Jersey Friday and in LA last night, and I didn't sell a single t-shirt.
No way.
So my outfits for the trip are my own women's clothing.
I love that so much. That is so funny.
It's really a perfect Nick Callas anecdote, because what I'm wearing are t-shirts I made about being raised by a single mother that I'm trying to sell to people as a method of connecting on trauma. And so I'm just sitting in an airport using them as a pillow while I wear one as an outfit. Like, God is just going to, when I die, he's going to show me a photo of last night and be like, that's you. That's who you are, dude.
And that you have to wear them because it's all you packed, and that you needed them to make money. Oh my God.
Yeah, fuck,
That's
dude.
so great.
It's so bad.
Okay, so three brothers, same mom.
Same mom. And we'll argue in this way where I'll find something. I'm like a lawyer that can't win the case. So he's like, yeah, well, if you, I'm just like looking for an angle, and they're like, that's an angle, but you're lying.
What's the free lawyer called that people get in court? I have no clue what they're called.
The public defender.
Yeah, you're a public defender.
I am. Well, I'm just like, my emotional impulse, and this is something I have worked on and am becoming more self-aware about. My emotional impulse is to protect myself, like right away. Mm-hmm. And I also am smart enough that I can disguise protecting myself as something that feels objectively moral or okay. Mm-hmm. Or not that I'm protecting myself, that I'm looking for truth, or that I'm trying to help you, whatever it is. And that's a problem in a relationship, because somebody else has feelings that actually, situationally dependent, might be the ones to prioritize. But if your habit is you prioritize yours, you can't even discern when they need you. And if it starts with your need, there's no chance you're going to hear them. Yeah. And then,
because you're waiting. It's like in improv when you have your line already planned and you're not even listening to what they're saying.
Well, that's the other thing about that too, is that the second you decide that you've planned your line, your line isn't even going to work. So now there's no way theirs is, and also yours won't. So now you just both suck, because you were like, once I say fire hydrant, they're going to go crazy.
Yeah, so you have to really just listen and trust that you'll know what to say.
Yeah. You just have to listen. But, and then I think I would imagine that women do such a better job at this than we do. When you listen as a guy, you are being vulnerable, because you're giving space to somebody else's feelings for the purpose of that it might be right and yours won't be. And everything about being a dude, and I'm generalizing about types of dudes, but everything is about, you are right, protect your self-interest. So then you land in a situation where like somebody needs you, but if you're coming to it from like, I need you to meet this need, then you have an intrinsic barrier to actually fixing your problem that you can't get through, because you think it needs to be done this way, and that they're your enemy. So you're not gonna fix that, because you're going, I'm trying to help you, and they're like, what? What are you?
You're
punching me in the face, and I'm like, yeah, because trying to fuck with me. And they're like, you said you need my help. And I'm like, yeah. And it's like the way that like a guy brain goes about trying to like feel okay is so stupid, dude. It's so stupid.
Yeah, guys, I think that's spot on for most men. And then women is just like we just get emotional.
Yeah.
Or it's like, we're not enough. No one's gonna love me for who I really am. I'm so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I have trauma.
Yeah. Well, I've realized this with my girl now. Is like my bag is sort of seems to be of that brand. Is like I generally, always actually, don't feel like I love me, which is, it's weird because what I do is every single behavior and thing that I ever do in my whole life is to give myself value, but I refuse to perceive that any of it has worked. It's just the process I'm addicted to, which is my life is this. Like my behavior, a Wolverine digs and a dog barks and a Nick Callas does things to make himself feel good without ever acknowledging that he did them. That's me. And I gotta flip it because it's starting to eat me.
Yeah.
But it's hard because like I'm trying to quell a feeling that I have, but I'm also so entrenched in that pattern that it's hard to like pause and go like, is this working? Like what is the effect of any of this? You know what I mean?
It's really hard too to change a habit or a behavior. Because you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
It's your instinct.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have to wait till like her mind, like one visual I had was like when like an anxious thought would come up, I would picture like it coming up the hill. And then when you see it at the top, you go, get the fuck away.
Yeah.
Like right when it starts to peak, you got to go like, and then push it back down. Like don't even like,
right.
But you have to be self-aware enough to like, see it coming because that's the normal. It's used to running up that hill and just running right back on getting to the other side. You have to go, you're not allowed on this side of the hill anymore, bitch.
Yeah, no, that's a really good way to visualize it. For me, it's similar, but one thing that your brain does is that it is a master of introducing thoughts to you with a Trojan horse that is like, this is your thought. You thought this. So if it came from you, it's good. Look at you. Look at what you just came up with.
Oh.
Good job for this. And then there's a part of you that's like, well, I feel like if I think that or do that, that's bad. It makes me feel bad thinking that right now. And then your brain goes, well, why would you come up with it then?
Oh, it's terrifying.
And so you go, oh, I guess it's right. It must be right. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I guess I got to kill my mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's hard to fucking who's the syntonic you and the dystonic you. So one thing that
I guess I could kill my mom while wearing that shirt.
I'm such an obvious fucking piece of psychological fucking textbook.
Oh my god.
So here's what I started. This is I think a quality that could only ever be observed in an anxious 2024 man. Like in the timeline of human history, I feel like what I'm about to say could only ever occur today.
Okay.
Is that I'll have a thought and then I'll go, forget that. What? Like I'll have a thought and then I'll remind myself not to remember it. What psychological game is happening to a guy who remembers a thing and then reminds himself not to remember that so that later he doesn't know it? What the fuck is that, dude? Maybe like just eat a sandwich or like there's no dog that's like just like fucking you know what I mean?
It's a lot.
It's too much.
That is
dude.
a lot.
Like I'll have a thought and I'll be like, oh, okay, well we don't want to be me in 15 minutes thinking 9 levels deep about that. So I'll just be and I'm like
Yeah, you have to.
You have to.
I say it's like a tornado. Like you can't let it pick up
Mm-hmm.
one piece or it's gonna get stronger. Just let it die. Let that thing not grow.
Right.
Let it die.
Right. Yeah. No, you're not gay. Mom's fine. She's not cheating. She's eating. That's yeah. Like what? I get so tired
Yeah.
of having a mind.
It goes a lot.
Yeah. And then you wonder, like people are like, "Oh, he's fat." Yeah, it's okay. All he does is play video games. Yeah, that's fine. The guy works out too much. Yeah, dude. Do you know about demons? You know about fucking demons, dude, that are just ruining your peace? I wish. I talk about animals a lot. I don't know why. I kind of know why. And I think it's just that like they just do a beaver just does the same thing every day, and they're fine. And they're not. There's no beaver that's like, what if I never make it?
A beaver works a 9 to 5.
It works a 9 to 5, makes a dam, it goes home and it fucking eats on its belly and it just fucking flaps its weird waffle iron tail. And it just looks so lovely.
Yeah.
Like the amount of me that is aspirational is fucking exhausting.
I've talked about this a few times, and it's like, first of all, we weren't given the choice. We were given a passion.
Yeah.
And you have to pursue it. And I'm grateful that we are, because a lot of people will have a passion and not pursue it, and then they're always thinking it, but we're doing it. But people who weren't given a passion, how nice.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh
my God, dude. I actually, I think about this a lot. Couple things. So Andre 3000 said something recently. It broke my heart. I think he was talking to Rick Rubin about how he wishes he would trade all the verses he's ever written to not have had the feeling that makes him write the verses.
Oh, wow.
He's on another level of like artistic achievement and also career accolade. So I can't really speak to whether or not me feeling differently is valid. But I will say, for me, that thing, like the product of what I made, is so worth the feeling. And maybe that's just because I haven't experienced something yet that's so bad that I wish it didn't. But my entire self-worth is in that I made something that I can see myself reflected in. Because I don't really feel here unless I feel proud. And if I feel proud, then I understand why I exist.
Yeah.
Because I value my existence. But if I don't, then I actually feel at a loss always. So I think about my brothers who are in most ways identical to me. Like they think similarly, they're emotionally similar, they're askew, and I think healthier in a lot of ways. And they're passionate about many things, but it's a diffused passion, and they can kind of apply obsessive thought or interest to anything. And they have like a myriad talent and intelligence about a lot. They like sports and they like literature. And I'm like acutely focused on one thing, and that's kind of just, art, performance art or whatever it is. And the obsession and the emotion tied into all that makes me a categorically different person than them, and like my life and how I feel in it is so different. Like we're actually not similar at all, despite pretty much being the same case study. And so I wonder, I'm like, well, if whatever it is that makes me that, if I just didn't and I was that, would I feel better? I think I would. But I also don't, I think that's the same thing as asking myself, like, wow, well, if I didn't have 2 legs, I would use a wheelchair, and that's how I'd get there. Like, it doesn't matter, really. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, you can either observe that there's a difference between you and other people, and then use that information to make you that, or it's useless. Like, it's useful, or it's not. And so what? So what, then? Why even know it?
Yeah. I wouldn't change it for the world. I think it's awesome that we know what we want to do, and it like chose us.
Yeah.
And we're doing it. But yeah, it's just the thought of like, I don't have it in me to live a normal life. I would be miserable.
Right.
Like, I have to do this thing.
Yeah.
And there's no question about it.
No, and I think actually it goes to, well, you have to succeed in it. 'Cause
That's where the
if you're
craziness
more
comes.
willing to change into a person who's not passionate than you are to just fucking make it happen and succeed, you a bitch, dude. Like, how passionate are you? Are you passionate enough to guarantee your own success? Because if you're not, who cares that you like being a writer? Shut up, dude. Shut up. You know why, like, we have such a celebrity obsessed culture? Because they're the ones that made an impossible dream that when Lady Gaga was like 8, she was like, I'm gonna be a singer. And everyone was like, shut up, you ugly bitch. You'll never be a singer. And then she was like, no, I will be a singer. And everybody wants to be a singer. Everybody wants to be a famous singer.
A lot of people can
but
sing.
She did it.
She did it.
So she should. There should be people talking shit about how she didn't leave a big enough tip. She deserves to be talked about on that level because she is a dream maker. Everybody wants to be fucking LeBron James or whatever.
Well, we see it now more than ever. That point is proven with social media.
Right.
If people didn't want attention, TikTok wouldn't have so many people posting stuff. They'd be watching stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone wants that to a degree.
Right. Yeah. And if you can't make it happen, I think there should be like a moratorium where like everybody gets a TikTok and you can be a baker or you can be a workout guy or you can be a comedian or you can whatever. And you get 5 years. And if you don't show some extreme notable improvement, then you can't talk out loud for 5 years.
Oh.
You have to just be quiet and you just have to sit
Little
there.
Mermaid shit.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you can't sing.
She lost her
You ever
voice.
see somebody at karaoke trying so hard? And you're like, you're okay, but this isn't even fun for you because you think this is a place for your dream.
Yes.
Don't ruin our night. Okay? It's embarrassing for you that you think anyone here is going to go and come up to you after and go, hey, you should like really do this. Go the fuck home. Leave us out of it.
Karaoke bars are a special place because the people who do it, some yes maybe go for fun, but I think a lot of them go because it's what their dream is.
Right. The reason you should do there's 2 reasons to do karaoke.
Drunk.
One, if you're so drunk that the idea of singing no longer becomes embarrassing to you and allows you to have fun, or if you're Korean, that's the only time it's okay to do. If you're like at home and you're like, I'm gonna fuck, baby, you're a fire. Like, fucking.
If your hand goes like this while you're singing. Not allowed at karaoke.
Baby, keep it in, dude. Wait for it to shine.
What do you think about circle back to Andre 3000 thing though? Like, is it scary when because he made it, how you said, like, we can't say because we've never made it to their level. Andre 3000 said that, and how Jim Carrey said the same kind of thing. Yeah. It's kind of terrifying, but at the same time, it's like, you need to make it.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's a perspective based in having succeeded, and so then you have the privilege to look back on it and say, I didn't need any of this. Suck my dick. Because actually, if you were homeless van Jim Carrey, you wouldn't be like, I wish I could trade my silly faces for internal. Shut up, dude. Shut up. That's so dumb. It's dumb, actually, to think that. Because here's the thing. Nobody is where they are because on some level, be it emotionally, psychologically, they didn't want to be. Nobody even really regrets. There's people in jail that murdered people and they go, it's bad I did that and I'd be eating a nicer meal if I didn't, but I wanted this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you are where you put you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jim Carrey didn't accidentally you know what I mean? Andre 3000 was rhyming. That's purposefully freestyle every album. Like, what are we talking about, dude? You wanted that. You did that. I hate when it's just such a cunty thing to be like,
Yeah, I wish I didn't have this fame.
shut up, dude. Like, Christina Aguilera's like, I can't even go to Kmart. Oh, word? You want to be at Kmart right now? You fucking bitch. Shut up.
You know what you're getting yourself into.
You have a personal assistant.
Yeah.
Shut up.
She can go to Kmart.
Yeah.
And you don't want to.
No. Hey, just so you know, none of us want to be at Kmart. I don't want to be at Kmart,
Why?
dude.
Every time I've ever been to a Kmart, I feel like half of the ceiling lights are off. Why is it so freaking dark in there? Kmart doesn't even want to be in Kmart.
Dude, I worked in a Kmart.
Did
so
you really?
Yeah.
Why are the lights off?
I think it's because like we didn't all work there. And what I mean by that is like there's 40 employees and there was only ever like 13 of us.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who they were, but I could just feel we're understaffed. That's what being at a Kmart is going, Because another employee always says, hey, can you mop up? Somebody broke Tide, and so there's Tide all over the ground. I go, I'm a cashier. Like, what do you mean, dude? I don't even know where a mop would be. I'd have to go get a mop from the mop aisle.
Oh, man. How long did you work at Kmart?
One summer, and I got fired. For a pretty Chad reason, to be honest.
What did you do?
I lost my virginity.
At a Kmart?
No, that would have been... I didn't grow up in Florida.
I was like, had to been that.
No, so here's what happened. So I feel like I actually just told a story on a podcast about like shitty jobs and stuff. But I was going to college and I hadn't lost my virginity. It was the summer going into college. And there was this girl that I was like hanging out with a bunch over the summer. We like did a short film together. And we like had a big crush on each other. And she was like, hey, do you want to like hang out? Whatever, we had talked about it to some degree, I guess. So like I knew like that was the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I also worked at Kmart and I was blowing off Kmart shifts because it was the summer and it sucks.
And it's Kmart.
It's Kmart.
It's enough.
So I called in sick and they were like, they knew that I wasn't sick. And so they were like, dude, if you call in sick, you're fired. And I was like, you don't understand. I can't tell you. But I'm sick of being a virgin, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking... And so this is what I did. I didn't go to a shift. I lost my virginity. Sucked. And then I went...
It sucked?
That was awful.
Oh,
yeah.
that's...
I can confidently say every sex I ever had since then was better. Yeah.
I'm glad it's gone up.
It's gone up.
It'd be worse if it got bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we'll... So I go back to Kmart the next day, and they're like, "You don't work here anymore." And I'm like,
Like a George Costanza.
Straight up. I just try. Here's the thing. I didn't even talk to anybody. I just started working.
That is a George Costanza. You did it.
I just started working. And I thought you know when like your mom gets mad at you,
Yeah.
but you gotta eat something, so you just like quietly open the fridge.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe in 3 days, like we'll be fine.
We'll
I just
past this.
I just tried to do that, and they're like, we have your security number. Like you can't just like work here still. It's not like we're not like mad at you. You're not good and you don't do the job, so you're fired.
We're not disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. Like we don't give a fuck if you do work here, dude. You just didn't do. You can't work when you want. It's not even like, as if it's a 24-hour Kmart. I'm just like, I'll just do some stuff right now.
They need me.
Yeah, and I wasn't a good employee.
Oh man, have you talked about that on stage?
I don't think so. And this is what we were talking about before. I don't care.
Yeah.
For me to talk about something on stage, it's got to one of two things. I either think it has to be so funny, like it makes me laugh immediately, or I really, really care to dedicate a public litigation to it.
Because you really need to feel it on stage to want to say it. It's just like if you're having like a conversation and someone says, "How are you?" You just say "good" because you don't care to get into that.
No. Yeah, I don't even. Sometimes I'll do something on stage once, and it'll really, really work. And I go, cool, never doing it again. There's too much that I want to do and say. And I also feel this way where like I want to be prolific because I just want to be productive. Like I just want to make as many good stand-up jokes. I'm very happy with if I get a joke to 92% good. I don't need all the other tags and I don't need it to be like circular or whatever. I'm like, did this performance of it represent this idea well enough and really was really funny? And then if I do that, then I'm like, and I even have like a phone video of it. I'm like, cool, did it. What else? I don't want to do like I've been doing stand up 13 years. I have a special coming out in June. It's my only ever official release. I'm so upset that that's the case because I've done like 7 individual hours of stand up over those years.
Jeez.
But I'm not a genius or anything. It's like I just you also have. We all have. Maybe you didn't get a set where that joke landed perfectly.
Yeah.
But in terms of like how many times you've done stand up and how many thoughts that you've had that worked at least good enough for an album one time, you have 7 hours.
Oh.
Maybe 4. I don't know how long you've been doing
but
it.
You have
but
a
like,
lot more than you think.
yeah, totally. For me, 13 years, I've got that many. And so I'm at a point now too where I'm like, we're finally in the media age that matches being prolific. Like people do it all the time. Like, you have a joke every week, new joke every. You should do that. Like you don't have to if you want to be like Jerry Seinfeld and you take 13 years to write a fucking joke about Pop-Tarts, which is bad and dumb. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, let me give it.
Yeah.
Because I got other stuff.
Oh man, I feel like I'm a little too patient about stuff. Hold on, you pushed your hair up a tiny bit.
So you were waiting to tell me it looks
No, you
so
just
dumb?
did it.
Does it look bad?
No, I just didn't tell you.
Oh, well, thank you for telling me.
You just went like that. It wasn't like this whole time.
All right.
And it wasn't that bad. But I want my guests to love how they look. So if you fly through jokes, so for the segments, do you have like 2 stories that stood out for you for like embarrassing moment? Do you talk about embarrassing moments on stage, or is there a moment in life that you did make into a joke, or one that you didn't?
God, this is. I have to tell you this because like it would be dishonest of me not to tell you this.
Okay.
But I want you to know that like there is no level of retroactive acceptance in me about this story.
I'm so scared.
Actively mortified by this.
Oh no.
And really genuinely, I'm looking fear in the face by even willing to share this. Like that's how embarrassed I am by this.
Oh no. Okay.
And on some level, it must be who I am. So it's really difficult to know that like I've done some cool masculine shit, but this is me.
It's a Trojan horse.
Yeah. But I want him dead. Like I hate this so much.
Okay, let's hear it.
Jesus, dude. So when we were growing up, we lived in my grandma's house. And so we had one bedroom at the end of the hall, and then so it's an L hallway.
Okay.
And the last room is a bathroom, and then there's on the sort of L, there's a bedroom, and then in the proper long hallway, there's another door to my grandma and grandpa's bedroom, and then in the meat of the hallway, there's another bedroom over here.
Okay.
So if you're standing in the first bedroom that you would see when you walk down the hallway, you can look into the bedroom that is like on the L foot.
All right.
But if you're standing in the L foot bathroom,
you can't
see.
No.
You can only see the doorway.
Uh-huh.
So you can see somebody's eyes if they're going like this. So me and my younger brother shared that bedroom. My older brother had the middle hallway bedroom. There was my grandparents, and then there was the bathroom, and my mom slept on a mattress in the hallway for years. So come home from like football and basketball practice, and then there's like me, 8th grade me, so insecure about not being like my older brother. He was like captain of the football team and basketball team, and just like blue-eyed hometown hero.
Okay.
Like also, honors student. Like he was just the man. He fought people. He was just cool. He was like a John Hughes movie. Yeah. And I was like Juno. I was just a little pregnant 16-year-old drawing Japanese dolphins in my notebook. But I wanted to be him. So I like made all these promises to myself about like shit that I was going to do to like become cool and good. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do 100 push-ups every single day till I die. And so there's a trundle bed. So like trundle bed pulls out and my brother sleeps on that. So before we would pull it out, I'd be like, okay, well, I can't pull it out until I got to do 100 push-ups. So I get on the ground doing these push-ups. And I've been doing them for like 6 months.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And so I can't even say it.
Uh-oh.
So I get up after some number of push-ups and I'm sweating. And for the first time in my life, I can see like a little bit of definition in my little tummy, my little abs. And there's a mirror right up against the wall. So I'm now standing, I like do the push-ups and I stand up and then the door is here and then there's a mirror here. So if you're standing in the doorway, you can't see the mirror and you can only see like the front half profile of me. And I can't see shit. So I do the push-ups and then I stand up and I look at myself in the mirror and I can see a little definition in my abs. And then just from my soul comes out of me a song. I sang a song.
To yourself?
To myself in the mirror. I wanted to see me say it. There's a 8th grade emotional, proud, developing young man that I'm holding eye contact with, and I'm saying to him, I got a 4-pack working for a 6-pack. And in that very moment, and I'm kind of like jigging about.
Oh, you're feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Here's what you have to understand. This moment was the best moment of my life until the next moment happened and it became the worst moment of my life. This is what's very interesting about feelings and pride and shame, that all someone had to do to make the best moment of my life the worst moment of my life was see it. All they had to do was see it, and now I want to die, dude. Thank God I didn't have a fucking double-barrel shotgun next to me, because I would have fucking just absolutely renovated my skull, bro. So I'm in the mirror and I'm like, I got a 4-pack working for a 6-pack. And then I hear in the hallway and just see my older brother, who's fucking kidded up, Chad, jacked. He probably had a girl on his arm. He just goes,
oh.
Here, ready? This is what happened. I got a 4-pack working for a 6-pack. And then, what the fuck are you doing? You fucking homo! And I actually, I just woke up days later as just a new man.
Just blacked out.
It was Vietnam for me. That was my emotional Vietnam. And we never talked about it.
No way.
And I'm different now. I don't know him anymore. I had to say goodbye to that. I'll tell you what, I got a full 6-pack.
You got there.
I got there.
You got there. No
but
song.
I never sang again.
I never sang about
never
it.
sang again, dude. I want to be clear about something. I know shame. Like, I know what it feels like to be like cold and wet and alone. And like the most me part of me came out, and then someone killed it, and I watched them kill it, and it really hurt. Like, by the way, I see my brother all the time, and I see that moment in him all the time. Like, that's how I feel about us.
And you guys have never talked about it.
No, and I think here's why we don't even ever need to talk about it. I'm that to him. I never wasn't. I never stopped. He just looks at me and he's like, "You're like a fucking fruity bitch. Like, you're just that's you." Yeah. So when he came to my special, it was very meaningful. He came to Austin and we did 4 shows over the weekend, and he watched all the shows, and he was really a part of that. And at the end of the weekend, he like gave me a hug and he was like, I'm so proud of you. And it felt like a moment that we don't get to have, because also, and you know this, when you're like, there's the family and everybody has a real job and you have this thing and you get these moments where you kind of make it into a real thing. right? Like you're getting paid a lot for a thing you do, or there's a visibility to it or whatever. It kind of penetrates this like imaginary bullshit we do, and then people can approach it with like a real sense of value that they don't know they're doing, but they do it because now we did something that makes them see it that way. And it was really fucking impactful for me because I was like, oh, I got a 4-pack and I'm working for a 6-pack.
Yeah, that was it.
I did it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I will probably still take my own life over that. I can't, dude. Like,
I feel like too, in the mirror, like that was a moment of being like, my brother's gonna be proud of me. I'm becoming him. And then
wow. Oh shit. Yeah.
For the first time, you've earned it through those push-ups.
Yeah, and then he saw me and he was like, no. Not even close, you lesbian. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh my God. Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. It is so weird though how you can go from so high to so low so quick.
Yeah.
Just
I've never felt. It would be like if I orgasmed and then someone cut my head off. It'd be like if I fucked a praying mantis. Yeah. The biggest emotional drop off I'd ever had. It would be like the only thing I can compare it to is like if you're some guy and you're in New York City and you were getting a blowjob, and then as you were orgasming, you looked up and you saw the plane hit the Twin Towers. That's the only emotional comparison.
pretty much the same thing.
Gotta be the same. Yeah, it was my 9/11. Yeah,
Changed you forever. Never forget.
I won't.
You haven't.
We'll
You never
forget.
Never
that.
forgot. 8th grade too. Like that is such a vulnerable age.
Oh yeah.
Of you like. Yeah, a lot's going on at that age.
Right.
Did you keep doing your push-ups after that?
I did more.
Oh wow! That proves your work ethic for stand-up, because some people would have just stopped.
Yeah. No, I can't.
I think a lot of people would have just stopped.
To me, the value of the thing, and this is probably bad. This has affected me negatively in some regards. For me, the value of the choice is completing it, not the, I say like, oh, it's the journey. It's not where you end.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it is where I end, because for me, it's, did I do the thing that I said I was going to do? That's your value as a man, is if you fucking said what you'd do and did it. I have like a very much an inner Winston Churchill. 99% of my thoughts are motivated by don't be a bitch and you're Batman. I literally just think that. I go, what, are you Batman or are you some fucking loser random guy that's gonna die and nobody cares or remembers you? Or are you Batman? And then this is my next thought. I go, well, you're not Batman's a cartoon that somebody made up. And I go, yeah, but you are having the thought you're Batman, so maybe you are Batman. You
manifest through Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's really, I like should be in a mental institution. Like I for sure am. I'm not alright. I'm not like a swell dude.
Well, you found the perfect career choice then.
I think so. And this is a bad thing too, is that comedy justifies what the what, dude?
Yeah.
Imagine if you worked at any place ever and any coworker said any of what we said, you'd be like, oh, dude, they gotta kill you. Like, you can't be around. Like, that's nuts.
And you're like,
dude.
I'm Batman. You're telling HR you're Batman.
Right, and I'm not autistic. Because it'd be one thing if you're autistic and you're like, oh, he's autistic. Let him think he's Batman.
Yeah,
while he like fucking puts away the produce.
he's
That's fine. But I'm not. All I know is that I'm not Batman. That's all that I know for a fact. And yet, maybe.
What if, like, you one day got to play Batman?
That would be enough. That would be enough. That would be, yeah. I don't know that there's anything I want more. Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see it. You got
Thank you.
this. You could totally do it.
Yeah, you don't know how much that means to me.
Oh. Have you ever dressed up as Batman as a
so
kid?
many times. As a kid, yeah. Not recently. not like so recently actually that if I opened my photos it'd be forced. Like Yeah. No. Yeah. Of course not. Of course not.
I'm gonna go to your Instagram to scroll and just
You
see
will.
Batman.
You will. You will.
Really?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, want something to look forward to.
Hopefully.
I think you really have to be crazy. And one thing, like, another thing, like all of like the people who make it, like Jim Carrey and stuff, with like manifesting and believing in themselves, you have to be a little delusional to make it.
Yeah. Well, also, like, what do you want? Because nobody delusional to make it implies that there's a way that it's supposed to go, and the thing that you want to happen isn't supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So to be delusional to pursue that means you're disagreeing with the natural expectation. But who decides that?
That's the thing.
Who decides what is supposed to happen to you? So
You do.
Right. So it's delusional if you consider that they're right and you're
Mhm.
not supposed to make
Ooh.
it. But I don't think you're right.
So-
Not only am I supposed to make it, I'm making it every single day by continuing to do it.
I like that.
I don't think this isn't supposed to happen. I actually only think that I know that I even want to do it because it's supposed to happen.
That's what I'm saying. It was given to us.
My passions are whispers from the future. That's what I think. I think that the reason I even ever thought, oh, I'm comedy is because future me was like, comedy.
Yeah.
And I went, fuck, okay, I'll do an open mic. I think I'm just listening to future me.
I couldn't agree more, because like people ask why you wanted to do comedy. How do people tell you you're funny? I'm like, I watched SNL growing up. I've always loved SNL. But no one ever told me to do comedy. There's nothing that makes sense besides I knew this is what I wanted to do. That is the only thing that there is.
No, it's like being a comedian if you're good. Because I think a lot of people shut up. But being a real comedian, it's like being Son of Sam. It's like being a serial killer. You just know to do it. You just go, I'm supposed to wear her.
You have to.
I gotta wear her skin and dance tonight. That's how I feel about a show. I'm like, I gotta talk about my fear of going bald. And then I do it and it's really good. And that's how I know I'm right. Like a serial killer. Like he kills a woman and he goes, oh, that was amazing. That's the best feeling ever, dude. I'm going to do that like 75 more times.
Hey, I don't think a serial killer's ever regretted it.
No, I wonder if they bomb, though. You think he's like, fucking botched it. I got to go.
I should have made more bullet points. My set list was all wrong. I mean, there's no way they haven't botched it. There's no way.
There's a serial killer who's like, he's in the mirror and he's like, yeah, why don't you just get in my car? I'm happy to give you a ride. And then he's there and he's like, why don't you just get in my ride? I'm happy to give you a fuck, go, 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 go.
Oh my God. They get home. They're like, God damn it.
Fuck, dude, I fucking bombed.
And then they're like, it just feels so good, like when it goes right.
Right.
That's why I'm so upset. I still killed him. But like it feels so much better when I nail it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, we have a lot in common with serial killers.
We're mostly that. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the language is the same. Did you kill?
Yeah.
You killed?
You killed.
Yeah. You know what's cool? This is a cool thing. My when I like leave the crib to go to a show or whatever, so it's my brother and my two roommates that are kids we grew up with. So we're all a little family. It's adorable. When I go to do a show, this says a lot about the way that I grew up. They say kill it or they say crush it.
Mm-hmm.
They tell me what to do, and that's the only thing you can do. They don't say like have fun, which would be nice and feels good. They don't say break a leg. They don't say hope it goes well. It's like go do your job.
Mm-hmm.
That's who you are. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that actually I appreciate more than anything else they could say.
They're taking it serious. For you to take it serious.
Yeah, well, they're also acknowledging that, like, this is a fucking job. And, like,
yeah, it's like,
are you who you say you are? Are you I'm the fucking pig? Do it then. Do it.
Yeah.
Because, like, my brother can be late to work and that fucks things up.
Yeah.
He can, like, not send the email or, like, there's, like, real shit.
He could get in trouble.
But with comedy, everybody's like, oh, like, I hope you make it. Maybe you'll make it. Maybe they'll find you. What? It's a job. What do you mean? Maybe they'll
who's gonna find you?
I hope there's somebody there at the show that'll like we're fucking Annie. Somebody will adopt you. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, go figure out a way to make money, you fucking child.
Yep. It's not
It's
gonna.
such a non-thing already. These are my little jokies. I didn't even memorize them. I wrote them down. And if you don't like them, I get to go, "Oh, you guys didn't like that one. Shut the fuck up." Imagine being in a corporate office and you were like, "Oh, I guess the email I sent wasn't good enough." Yeah, you didn't establish the data point. You're fired. Like, there's no... Comedy needs a fucking guy with a sword that stands in the back of every club and just, he goes, "Sting." You do a joke, it's okay. He goes, "Sting." You can kill harder.
The flare hits you. You're like, oh shit, I'm not doing good.
Yeah. You don't get the light. He cuts the lights.
The blade shoot. Oh yeah, it's a lot of people don't realize the business aspect of it. There's a lot of people just are excuses.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to you.
Yeah, if it's not getting a little better every year, like financially and visibility, then you have one time to check and go, okay, I can work harder.
Yeah.
Or quit, stop doing it.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah. It's cool to be funny and to be like artistic and to do so, but do it in a context that doesn't bother us. We don't need to watch your business. If someone in your town opened a shitty bookstore and they had 5 books and like, do you want it? But you don't have to. Like, you'd be like, close this and let it be a bagel shop.
Yeah, they open it 3 days a week and they think it'll stay open.
Yeah, it pisses you off because every once in a while you're like, I need a book, and you go and they're closed.
Yeah,
it's like, imagine your friend. You're like, hey Dave, I'm actually not having a good day. Let me have you tell me something funny. And he's like, okay. So you'd just be like, oh god, it's fucking useless.
Yeah, it has to be a full-time job, and you have to take it seriously. And nothing's gonna just happen to you. The people who got lucky. Getting lucky in Hollywood, I feel like, means you did your part and you're ready to get lucky.
Yes,
like
totally.
You're ready. You have an hour. You have good jokes. So then the opportunity comes.
Right. What do they say? Opportunity meets preparation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be that.
Mm-hmm.
There's just, I mean, and that's everything. That really is like everything that puts a person in position of where they belong is that they were ready. And they spent all their time trying to be in position, and then it lined up.
Yeah. And then you worked hard enough for it to line up. You didn't quit before it aligned. Because that's another thing, that people can do all this work and then they give up too soon.
Right. Well, the other thing, too, is like you have to, as hard as you work on the thing, is you should work harder on people seeing the thing. Mm-hmm. If you think you did a good job on the first part. Because their friends are like, I don't want to email a guy. Like, I hate asking for spots. I'm like, cool, don't be a comedian. Don't be what?
Or I don't want to post clips.
What are you doing?
You got to
Then you don't do it.
It's part of the job.
So that means one of two things. Either you don't think what you did is good, because otherwise you'd be excited for people to see it. You'd want them to see it because you're proud of this thing. Or forget pride, forget your own emotional attachment. Objectively, you know it does the job. And therefore, you're not asking for anything. You're actually helping. Mm-hmm. You need a laugh. Here's the laugh. I did that. So there you go.
Well, it says a lot. And like, I've listened to a million self-help books. I love them. Like, a lot of it talks about, like, universe-wise is like, it'll give you the sign. Like we talked about the voice. Like, it'll give you the thing, but then you actually have to do it. Yeah. It'll just give you here. Right. And it is all your job to take it from there. Right. And that's where, like, also luck comes in. Luck is you getting the voice and you doing it. Right. Not just, like, the second part happening without the first part. Sure. So. Yeah. It's a lot.
No, 100%. I mean, like, at the end of the day, you only hear your thoughts. You're you. And you're supposed to be you. And you're supposed to service yourself. You're supposed to bring yourself closer to whatever it is that you think you're supposed to do. And so if you're not willing to do that for yourself, you don't deserve to feel the way you want to feel, because the only method for fulfilling that entitlement is to bring yourself to it. Mm-hmm. Why would you think that someone would just help you?
I don't know.
You would hear them in your mind then. If you were entitled to anybody else's actions, you would hear them in your mind. But the only person that can help you fulfill whatever I want to eat, if I go, I want to eat, you're not going to put food in my mouth. If I say it out loud, maybe you'll go, do you want some? And then I still got to go get it.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, you can't. What do you? I want things. Somebody pay my rent. You're just thinking shit, and then I hear Mandy go, "Okay, I'm coming." What? Like the only person when you think of thought, you go, I'm hungry. Then you hear that and you go eat it. So actually, you can communicate telepathically just with one person. So and it's you.
It's you.
You get to tell yourself to do something. Like right now, this is what happens when I want to drink. I go, I'm thirsty. And I should tell somebody that. Hey, I'm thirsty. And then myself goes, oh, are you thirsty? Watch this.
Whoa.
Watch it. How fucking crazy. I just said I'm thirsty and now somebody's giving me water.
Oh my God.
That was nuts, dude. So why, bad comedian doing open mics, would you go, nobody's giving me spots? You're the one supposed to do that. You are your dad. You're your mom. Go fucking do your shit for you.
You gotta do it.
Why would you even like, I want someone to fuck me. You jack off, don't you? You're happy to jack your little dick, aren't you? But you want to play Madison Square Garden, you just think somebody's going to fucking...
Nothing.
Loser. You're a bitch.
You have to be a go-getter if you're going to want to live your dreams and be happy. Otherwise, there's tons of other positions out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's why not everyone has that passion.
No.
Because we need everyone to do all of those roles.
Yeah, and it's what's perfect about life is that it ends. You're going to die. It's ending.
We're on our way out.
You're supposed to go do it.
Yeah,
There's a thing from Jump that's programmed to let you know, hey, you know that stuff that sometimes you think maybe you should do? You should.
You got to do it.
You got to do it. There's no, people are like, I don't know if I want to be, oh, okay, cool. Well, guess what? You're not then.
Yeah, you don't have to do it then.
Because you're almost dead. Any second, you're almost dead. And so if you go, I've thought about starting a marketing business, but I really want to paint. You have 1 second to decide. You have 1 second to die. Because you know what is also awesome is you don't even know when you're going to die. Mm-hmm. And maybe becoming a painter stops you from dying. Maybe you didn't go into that building that exploded. Yeah. So
listen
to yourself.
Listen and do it.
Yeah, listen and do it. That's
one step at a time, one day at a time.
Yeah.
So pretty wisdom drop here, guys.
Yeah. You thought it was just gonna be a little
dicks and pussies.
Dicks and pussies. Well, guess what? Fucking they go into each other. Yeah.
Which is like
which is also a metaphor about completion and
things belonging.
Yeah. Partnership, team
bonding. What would you like to plug?
Oh, so my first hour special, Wolf Pup, is coming out through 800 Pound Gorilla's YouTube channel in June. So here's what I want to plug. My Instagram, at Mr. Nick Callas. That is where all things me will be delivered. So come and shoot me a message or like comment on something, like say hi.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.